And we're here again. It's 2025 International Women's Day. It's time to accelerate action, and we'll bring in our guests. We have in the studio Mrs. Edna Azura. She's the president of the National Council for Women's Society. Thank you so much for joining us, Mrs. Azura, and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it's another time where we get to bring women's issues on the burner. But this year's theme is very interesting. I like it. Accelerate action and also, fight, standing up for women and girls, rights, equality and empowerment. What does it say to us as a nation? Mrs. Azura.
Thank you very much for that question. For the issue of barriers that are affecting the women and girls in the country, they are so prominent. One is economic, one is education, empowerment, and health. So looking at this, they have become great barriers because our women are not economically buoyant to stand on their own yet, although we have moved to a certain level when we look back to where we were before. And educationally, we need to scale our women up. So it's a challenge that is a barrier to this. That is why accelerating action even at this time.
Indeed, and if we want to paint a picture for Nigeria, this year actually marks the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration. Now, we've seen progress made so far on women trying to have a place, even in elective positions, but it's still not enough. And according to World Bank and World Economic Forum report, they said it would take up to like 5 generations, that is 2158, if I'm correct, before we can achieve, the world can achieve that gender equality we're fighting for. If you want to look at Nigeria, the progress made so far, what more should be done?
Yeah, program has been made so far, as you just said, because actually there are women that have achieved in this country, and we can name them. We have even internationally and nationally women have achieved. We have those of our mother, Conjuela and Amina, all of them have achieved. They are not even here now, they are representing us globally. And even right here, we have women that are actually doing better and doing great. Even our First Lady, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Olorami Bola Ahmed Tinubu, CON, is doing so well with her Renewed Hope initiative, whereby she's empowering women greatly, both socially and economically. And the Minister of Women Affairs is doing the same. Where women are in the Homes Affairs, they are doing. And so looking at what they are doing, we need to borrow from them and try to work hard so that we, by this time next year, we would have gotten a better data than what we have now. And the government of the country need to also play their role. We have so many policies that are working towards the empowerment of women, towards the education of women, and even their health, especially also the gender-based violence. I am agitating for that the government should pay attention to that, all those that are in authority, so that with that, these are the ways we will move forward and achieve the 35% affirmative action that we've been agitating for.
Indeed, and let's look at the gender-based violence issue you just mentioned. It's part of the barriers, obstacles that women face, even the girl child. It's quite unfortunate if you hear people's story, Mrs. Azura. I'm sure you're familiar with that. How can women begin to speak out and support other women in order to bridge that gap?
They said charity begins at home. This issue of gender-based violence have so many barriers that are reasons why it is so. to start with, as parents at home, both the father and mother, we need to bring our children in the best way we can so that they will know their right from left, so that when they meet with people out there that they are not supposed to interact with, they should know right from the home. Not that it is outside at the street that somebody will educate them that do not do this or do not do that. Neither should it be in the school, but at home. So we have all that role to play at home. And also in our schools, especially the basics, the primary schools especially, even the nursery schools, the teachers need to teach the children how they should package themselves as they move along the street, people they go along with. And the government of Nigeria should also try hard to make sure they stop hawking. Our girls should no longer be in the hawking business, so that when they are being confined in their environments or are in school, where at least there are people that are watching after them, I think this can also make it to be reduced. And again, our boys, especially in this dispensation that we are in, have gone so much into drug abuse, such that whether intentionally or unintentionally, when they see our girls, they decide into trying to rape them. And so gender violence has become on the increase because of these vices. And again, even at home, women do go through gender violence by maltreatment from their spouses. So with that, I think we need to come up with, there are certain laws that are prohibiting all that. And even if they are not, they need to be enacted so that this country will continue to be a decent country where peace and unity will thrive.
Indeed, and where every woman's voice is not silenced, Mrs. Azura, mothers, parents have a crucial role to play, and even schools, of course. How can we begin to promote that advocacy, especially in schools? They say catch them young.
Yes, that's true. Even last month in January, we were in Nasarawa State to do exactly what you've said. We decided to choose one school around, and we decided to go to Karo local government in Nasarawa State, whereby we brought all the schools around there in one school, and we taught them about this gender violence, catching them young, and even we decided to go ahead and we had a club for them, whereby we have our ambassadors now from those schools who will be communicating to us which kind of violence they are experiencing and from who, so that we can adequately bring them to book those that are involved. In that we are in collaboration with FIDA, we draw their attention if we come across that this is just of recent. And that's what we hope to do, and other things that we need to do that will cut it down.
All right, Mrs. Azura, we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Please stay tuned.